What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ Prospect Profiles. Today, I want to focus in on Blake Clarke of the Brampton, soon-to-be North Bay Battalion of the Ontario Hockey League. Native of Chesterfield, Missouri, American kid. Pretty interesting background. I think both his parents are dentists. I think his mother, they're both from Toronto. His mother grew up a few different places. Pretty cool kind of international upbringing for the kid, but we're not here to talk about his parents. This year was his first year in the OHL and had 51 points in 68 games in the last season in Brampton for the Battalion. Then upped it with 6 points in 5 playoff games. Really brought some sandpaper. He's a good-sized kid, 6'2" and 200 pounds. Models his game after James Neal. I see a little bit of Adam Renee in him, but I do see some Neal. I think Neal's got a little bit better release on his shot, but we're talking about a 17-year-old kid, so a lot could change between now and when this kid's suiting up in the NHL, which won't be too far off. Projected top 10 pick next year, as was pretty much Adam Renee, but I don't see a free fall like the Pride of Connecticut did this year. Let's start off with this background prior to the OHL. Shattuck St. Mary's in 2009-2010 completely lit up the Bantam circuit with 80 points in 58 games. Then played midgets for the Chicago Mission. The U16 team had 34 points in 35 games. And then his OHL draft year, 2011-2012, kind of had an interesting season. Started out with the Fargo Force of the USHL. The coach left. He wasn't getting a lot of ice time. And in 13 games, only had 1 point, not playing a lot. So he went back to St. Louis, played for the Junior Blues for 17 games. But, like I said, I think you grow through adversity, and I think the fact he faced an adverse circumstance early in his hockey career will suit him better later on. The Fargo situation was an absolute mess, and I think it made him a better player and a better person. And this year, really showed some leadership as the year went on with Brampton, and I think he's got a lot of intangibles that are going to help him down the line. I'd like to see him add a little more sandpaper to his game. I mean, he's got the power forward thing down. I just like to see some more tenacity, I should say, because he powers through guys. Hence power forward, as I sound like an idiot. But I'd like to see some grit and sandpaper every shift, and I think he'll bring that. I think his game will expand, his repertoire will become a lot bigger than it was going into this year. That'll expand as well. And I think he's really got the intangibles to be a top 6 forward, the tangibles and intangibles to be a top 6 forward, 30-goal scorer for years to come. Much like James Neal. And, that's who you want to be game after, a 40-goal scorer who just signed a real nice extension with the Penguins. Not too shabby. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do this year in his draft year. I think he's going to continue to develop, continue to take steps forward, and I think he'll be a great pick in the top 10 next year. I think I can definitely see him sliding in the top 5. I think he's got all that, and I'm curious to see what he does for the first year in North Bay for the Battalion. I don't know if they're going by Battalion still or not. My CHL junkies will have to inform me on that, but I think it'll be a pretty good thing for him. A change in scenery, he's done that enough, and I believe North Bay will be the northernmost point in the OHL. So, pretty intriguing there. Anyway, that's on this episode of the Power Play with CJ, Prospect Profiles on Blake Clarke of the Brampton/North Bay Battalion. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the off-season and beyond. Later, guys.